Salut à tous, bienvenue dans la suite de ce Let's Play The Special The Outer World Special Choice Edition. La dernière vidéo, j'ai fait une vidéo très courte, parce que le matin j'étais fatigué.
Got my sights on you. Huh?
On va prendre ce qu'il y a dans la
Nothing
poubelle.
exciting ever happens around here.
You, sir, are a fabulous
Rizzo's purple-berry fudge, a soft sour tangy shell around a sweet purple-berry flavored scent. Suck it, chew it, you can do it.
Lui, il est mort.
Organic obstacle is blocking this unit's intended path. Rerouting. Unsuccessful. Preparing to remove the obstacle.
I'll remove that cleaning attachment and shove it up your exhaust pipe.
Successfully rerouting.
You gotta teach me that.
I'm afraid I can't come down anymore, my good man. I'd have to request a counter waiver, and you know how dreadful the paperwork is. Downtime.
Les amis à Sam.
All right, how does this sound?
On va y avoir quoi comme quête?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to walk into you like that.
Bon là il faut que je me rende au vaisseau en fait. Je vais voir pour l'expérience numérique.
Nice work dispatching Chartrand, Captain. Sublight will be pleased. The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Rizzo's Spectrum Vodka. Out to taste the rain.
Is it done? Well, well. Looks like someone's due for a promotion. How does Vice President of Aggressive Acquisitions sound to you, contractor? You've certainly earned it. Catherine heard I was taking you on full-time and sent along a... From now on, the board will think twice before fucking with Lilia Hagen, savior of humanity. Don't spend all those bits in one place. Or if you do, make it count. Well, if there's nothing else I need to review... Not as much as I'd like. The board... Interesting. It's possible the... I'll have someone look into it. Did you now? How's Cedric carrying... Sublight Underground was Cedric's brainchild. He wanted... But he didn't want to relinquish the Sublight name, or the resources, or the connections. So, that's understandable. Slug is intended to be a satellite of Sublight. But Cedric wants to sit with the board, so he tries to look the part. Runs a clean hotel, a nice spaceport. Problem is, he makes himself too visible. You want to know what happens if you win a seat on the board? Good guess. Having a seat on the board means 3 things. Bureaucracy, politics. Cedric tries to play the game, but he's reckless. He antagonizes Rizzos, tries to prove he's better. Cedric doesn't have old...
What?
What do you think you're doing? Oh, my mistake.
Bon, ça m'a servi à rien en plus de voler ça, mais bon. Je crois que je peux aller à
We're now in
Mona.
orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skills.
Ah, c'est assez loin. Si un point de TP.
You seen Arthur today?
This looks like the place.
I see you're still in one piece. However, you never know when that could change. Note that all of your fragments must be recovered and must be... I remember that one. That's the young socialite who...
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the big...
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change up, of course she is.
I like to think she's dead in spirit, but technically, legally, and
That's impossible. By all accounts, she was an elegant and...
That's gotta be the nicest thing anyone's said to me in a long while.
Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the term, and you'd theoretically add the beneficiary. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. Please, my policy only covers paper cuts and wrist. Very well. I'll do it. But then you've got to go. I'll need the name of the new...
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
I need a word. You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it. Hey, you did the real work. All I had to do was... I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to have the money. Just don't ask me what I plan on doing with it. Maybe you haven't noticed, but you can't even count on a bribe making it into the right pocket. What's the point of planning for anything around here? Hate to say it, but Halcyon's already... Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee. Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. Why else would you go through all this trouble? I always thought it meant we get used to the smell of each other's dirty... But you really do see a rosier version of things, huh? Well, I've got a few years of Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that one day, they watch yours. So, you just keep the money. One of us... It's nothing personal. It's just the closest thing I've got to a code. Anyway, enough of the touchy-feelies, huh? Something on your mind?
Voilà, toutes les quêtes compagnons terminées. Bon là j'approche vraiment de la fin du jeu, c'est quasiment la fin. Enfin, quasiment la fin. C'est un jeu qui est assez long, donc la fin elle est assez longue aussi. J'ai terminé quand même pas mal de quêtes. Hein. Bon, pire, c'est mieux. On est échoué aucune pour l'instant. Mais quelque chose me dit que ça, je vais pas réussir. Et la cité des Astres est super seul non plus. Donc, je vois pas comment ouvrir la porte en fait. Et ça non plus, je vois pas comment récupérer cette arme. Ça suffit du précurseur. Elle est pas cachée.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Do you mind? I'm meeting someone. Oh. You mean I'm supposed to be meeting you? Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded. I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever research Earth species, there are... The other thing about birds, though, is they're... Exactly. I started thinking about everything we see around Halcyon, and all the things we don't. For starters, You rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who wasn't born here.
Trust me, anyone with a lick of sense gets out of here as soon as possible.
But most people don't. In fact, most people stay. Doesn't that seem strange to you? And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing ever came of them, of course. Sure, that part is. That's why they install shredders in those boxes. But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints. So you can imagine how messy things got. At first, management put up an out-of-order sign. But that just seemed to worry people. Like they were advertising something wasn't working. They eventually took the whole suggestion box sign down so that people didn't have any expectations about it. But they never fixed it, never replaced it. Doesn't that seem odd to you? I don't know how else people are supposed to complain about things they can't change, but that's not the point. The whole episode made me wonder, if they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion box, what else aren't they fixing? Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home and his guards never... Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence. Some of the guards hang around Billingsley.
That place is still open? I used to...
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key while nobody's looking. Whatever. I'm better with bird...
Mais moi, je sais déjà comment je vais rentrer en fait.
If I spit...
What's gotten into Bachman?
You must be joking.
You get tired of patrolling. Let's go rough up.
How did you get in here? You're not one of my guards. What are you doing here?
So, this is one of the guys who runs the colony.
If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more. Slowly and loudly, Aloysius, it's the only way these morons understand anything. I said, you may tell Charles to go fuck himself. Then you're not part of Rockwell's... That means you're a dissident? But what are you doing here? Drugs, of course. What else? Back to... I don't have any drugs. You should try a vend...
I don't know if our chemicals are here, but this...
Will that be all, then? Oh, dear, I don't... Of course, of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And I thought he was only holding me here to... Chairman Rockwell. He's kept me under house arrest for years. I've long...
Yeah, sure. It's always someone else who ordered the hookers and energizing...
Please. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it. How should I know? I've been under house arrest for years. Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his...
We really gonna do this? Getting involved...
This is about more than bits. This is about...
If it's dirty, it's a job.
It's filthy indeed, my mechanical friend. Rife with the... Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter. Halcyon Holdings Corporation, allegedly in partnership with the Earth, via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government... But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily... There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for obvious reasons. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Oh, I haven't been allowed up there in years. I shudder to think what Rockwell... A gilded minibar, perhaps? A personal theater? The man has too much money and too little sense. The board's lackeys are none too bright. I simply claimed I'd lost it and hid it somewhere no one would think to look. I merely hid it in a book. No one reads anything longer than a few pages around here. There are a few advantages to dealing with imbeciles. Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with the Earth, but they need to know what's happening here. What isn't on it is I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and more, all exposing the corrupt... Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have to send help.
You're awful trusting for a guy who's been locked in his own house for years.
The Earth Directorate is our best hope. Even Rockwell's resources are no match. And it is hardly in their interest to let Halcyon crash. In the name of the architect, what hope is there if this is our best... It's all I can do. Please, won't you at least try? Good. Halcyon is in...
What? Hey, soldier! What did you say? Sheesh.
You must be joking. Our fair city is being overrun by a pox of vagrants. Oh, there! That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety? How splendid. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the gardens are, what they really need is more greasy vagrants and here you are, frolicking. Well, you should bottle it and sell it to Auntie Cleo's. I'm sure it would make an Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? It's madness. I earned my place here, just like everyone else. My grandfather was the CIO at Tile, you see. I just told you. My grandfather made millions of bits as CIO, and I earned them from... Of course it is. Wealth is the most visible object. If you have wealth, you're... Chief Idea Officer. He came up with all the best ideas for their products. You know the font they use for Stogie Slims? Well, he described the idea of it to their font development team, then picked it from a list of choices, but that's basically... It was a very long list. Let's see. He picked the colors they included in rainbow chips. No one else wanted purple. And you know how the Cosmic Smokes logo has an eye in the middle of a heptagon? He said that one came to him in a dream. He was a true visionary, so far ahead of his time. Yoel, now do we have any further business? What's wrong? It erodes the very pillars of our society. This city is meant for us, the system's finest. We earn... But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful, and this early retirement nonsense is making it even worse. The worst thing to happen to Halcyon, a contest that gives even the lowliest to most... By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees get an exclusive district of Byzantium to themselves. No one... Tell me, how is that fair? Only if I win it. It's not right. I deserve to see any district I please. You know, you look like you've been shot at before. What say I...
She's got a point. We're probably gonna get shot at anyway.
Yes. What is that person's job exactly? Are they your secretary? Personal masseuse? Or do you just keep them around as a mobile arm? Well, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you think this is a fabulous arrangement, and you'd be thrilled to lend me your services. Aren't you? Did you miss the part where I said I'd pay you? That's all the reason someone like you should require. Better than money? The thrill of discovery. Like in an Aetherwave adventure. People love those, right? Don't you want to see what the retirement district is like? Fantastic. I hear the chosen retirees all enter the retirement district via the port landing pad, but it's completely locked down. You'd never... Unless, of course, you had a wealthy, beautiful benefactor of impeccable social pedigree. These codes will get you past the lockdown. Oh, and don't worry about subtlety. I don't care how you deal with security, just correct this injustice at all costs. The same way anyone gets anything here, of course. I made friends. Bits might earn you a place in Byzantium, but that means everyone here has little need for more of them. For favors like this...
Et voilà une nouvelle quête donc. Et je crois savoir c'est quoi cette quête. Je me rappelle.
Oh, for the good old days when you could simply...
Spacer's choice. It's not the best choice. It's the Spacer's choice. Anti-Cleo's energized.
Wouldn't it be something to see an Earth Assault cruiser land here?
Every dollar.
That's the last of them.
Finally.
Quartier de retraite anticipée.
Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected to spend the rest of your days living the high life in your own private district in Byzantium. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own luxury penthouse, furnished exclusively by 24/7 Furniture's deluxe Falscowood collection. Some assembly required. 24/7 Furniture is not responsible for any injury, psychological damage, or divorce litigations that occur during the assembly process. After you get settled in, you'll have the chance to explore your new home. Why not go for a bite at one of our many restaurants, like CNP's Blazing Borscht Barbecue or Rizzo's All-You-Can-Crunch Cereal Buffet? Or maybe you'd like to head to the bar and enjoy an ice-cold Zero-G Brew by Spacer's Choice. Zero-G Brew, an ale that's good for what ails you, although in the early retirement district, nothing will. All this and more will be complimentary for the entirety of your stay, courtesy of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. You won't have to spend a bit. So relax, grab a refreshment from one of our vending machines, and enjoy our specially constructed welcome center. While you're here, be sure to check out the displays for some fun facts about the early retirement program and selection process. Then, once you're ready, enter the elevator at the end of the hall and leave your troubles behind. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the first day of your early retirement. Congratulations. Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own luxury penthouse, furnished exclusively by 24/7 Furniture's deluxe Falscowood collection. Some assembly required. 24/7 Furniture is not responsible for any injury, psychological damage, or divorce litigations that occur during the assembly process. After you get settled in, you'll have the chance to explore your new home. Why not go for a bite at one of our many restaurants, like CNP's Blazing Borscht Barbecue or Rizzo's All-You-Can-Crunch Cereal Buffet? Or maybe you'd like to head to the bar and enjoy an ice-cold Zero-G Brew by Spacer's Choice.
Unexpected noise.
Hikikomori-branis.
An ale that's good for what ails you, although in early retirement, nothing will. All this and more will be complimentary to the entirety of your stay, courtesy of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. You won't have to spend a bit. So relax, grab a refreshment from one of our vendors, and enjoy specially constructed bubbles. While you're here, be sure to check out the displays for some fun facts about the early retirement program and selection process.
Horrible.
Then, once you're ready, enter the elevator.
En fait, ils emmènent vers une mare certaine.
The board's gotta make it a death
Today is
trap.
the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the first day of your early retirement. Congratulations. Welcome. To the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected to spend the rest of your days living the high life in your own private district in Byzantium. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own luxury penthouse, furnished exclusively by 24/7 Furniture's deluxe Falscowood collection. Some assembly required. 24/7 Furniture is not responsible for any injury, psychological damage, or divorce litigations that occur during the assembly process.
C'est horrible. Ils leur promettent monts et merveilles et ils les envoient à l'abattoir.
Out with it, you wretched contraption!
Take your best shot, asshole.
Unexpected beginnings.
I'll take care of this.
Merde. Ok. Mais peut-être pas que je bute les automécains en fait.
Out with it, you wretched contraption!
Oh, there. That's one right there. I must admit, I'm getting a certain thrill out of it. It is going well, I hope. I knew it. I just knew it. What a disaster. Did you get a good look around? What was it like? Truly? I can't believe they kept this from us. From me. Here, take your payment. I have to fetch my things. I don't care what I have to do. They'll give me luxury or give me death.
Preparing body bag for use.
C'est trop méchant, genre.
Sparkling.
Do we really need all the security? I have to go through 3
Bon,
checkpoints.
je crois que je vais m'arrêter là pour cette vidéo, tranquillement.
Can't be too careful.
Dans la prochaine, de toute façon, on va voir la Cité des Astres, fouiller le bureau du président. On ça aussi, rendez-vous avec Gaïa. Voilà, je vais voir ce que je vais faire dans la prochaine vidéo. Merci d'avoir regardé et à plus, ciao.